So last night I was reading an article on the Washington Post which reported that the Congressional Budget Office is expecting another recession to hit in January. This is while the economy is already in a depression, and people are getting kicked out of their homes and no one can find a job. And it's going to get even worse in January. So why is this going to happen in January? Well, last year when there was that whole fight over the debt ceiling, Congress decided that they'd raise the debt ceiling in exchange for making an effort to balance the budget through a combination of increased taxes and cuts in spending, which they decided to put this off until later. So they decided that unless they could work out some kind of a deal by January 2013, then in January 2013, everyone's taxes would go up. Now, you may have noted that they've scheduled this to happen right after the election, so this looks suspiciously like they don't actually know what they're doing. They don't actually have any plan to stop this. They just want to, go through the election, play their usual games, have us all fighting each other, tearing each other apart, trying to, arguing over whether Mitt Romney or Barack Obama should be the next president. And then whoever wins, the economy is just going to crash, and the depression's going to get even worse. Now, the Federal Reserve is trying to come up with something they can do to supposedly stop this. Problem is, the only thing the Federal Reserve can do is print more money, and this doesn't actually do anything to help the economy. It just takes wealth from one sector and gives it to another. Basically, when the Federal Reserve prints money, it diverts resources away from a sector that's demanded by the public and towards a sector that there isn't much demand for, but and that's only profitable because that sector is getting money from the Federal Reserve. So, and then of course, at some point, once all this money filters down through the economy, people go out to spend it. They try to spend it on the thing that they actually wanted, and it turns out that no one actually wants the thing that the Federal Reserve was funding, so now that triggers a crash. I'll put a link below to explain this theory more fully, but what's going to happen if the Federal Reserve intervenes in the current crisis is they're going to print some money. It'll go to some industry that wasn't, or maybe multiple industries that weren't profitable before, weren't that profitable before, but are now going to be more profitable temporarily. So now people are going to flood into those industries. They'll start buying up capital equipment, and investment in these industries will go up, and this will temporarily stimulate the economy. Then January is going to come around. The economy is going to crash. Suddenly, it'll turn out that people now want to spend their money on the stuff that they actually wanted, what money they still have, and so now this industry is going to crash, and that'll take down a good chunk of the economy with it, so now things are even worse than before. So what's going to happen is we're going to go through the elections, we'll all be fighting among ourselves, they'll be playing us against each other. The media's going to be calling for the Federal Reserve to intervene to stop the crash, and then if they do intervene, that's only going to make the crash even worse. And then the election's going to be over, the crash is going to happen, millions of Americans are going to be left without jobs, their lives are going to be ruined, and when this happens, both political parties are going to be complicit in it. So we need to stop fighting over this crap. We need to stop fighting over Democrats versus Republicans. We need to realize we're all Americans, and we all need to stand up against both parties, against the entire regime that exists right now. And we need to throw it out. So, for your own sake, don't vote for either political party in this next election. Either boycott the election or vote for a third-party candidate. Both parties are part of this. They both work together. They set this up, and why should we have any loyalty to them at this point? So don't waste your frigging time voting for either political party. Either vote for a third party or just skip the whole thing. And And I want as many people as possible to see this. So if you wouldn't mind doing me a little favor, I'd like you to share this video, just to get the message out there that both parties. I mean, this is something where everybody's got to realize both parties have betrayed us, and that's something I want to get out there. So please share this video, and yeah, that's all.